Hey, what's up guys? It's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone had an awesome new year. If you were able to do anything, just leave a little comment down below. Let me know what you did. Me and my hubby just stayed home. We watched movies. We had some champagne. We ate nachos. So it was a quiet New Year's, but it was okay considering everything that's going on. And hopefully this new year, things will get really, really better than they have been. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen right away because we're still going to have to wear masks. And that I can't wait to not have to wear the mask anymore. So I figured I'd get on here and do a little makeup tutorial. I got another new palette. I showed it in my previous video. And this is called Big Poppy. And I'm just going to show you some of the shades. So it's neutral. There's like taupes and browns in here, so I thought that would be an easy, pretty look to do. And we're just going to get started. Before I started, I've already done my eyebrows, and I decided to just do my foundation. I know some people do their eye makeup first, but I'm trying to keep my videos shorter. I know some of them run a little too long, so I hope this works. And if this is, you enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So we're just going to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyelids with some concealer, and I'm using the Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. And I'm just going to use it on a flat brush. Of course, these brushes don't have names because it was a travel set. And I'm just going to prime my eyelids. It's a really good idea to prime your eyelids because it helps the makeup stay on longer, prevents it from creasing, and it just helps it last throughout the day. I start off with a little bit. May have to get a new concealer pretty soon. I go through this stuff like water. I mean, I'm constantly using it. It's just kind of a one makeup item that you should have in your makeup collection is a really good concealer. If there's something you would like me to try, different concealer or different makeup, just leave a comment below and I'll try to get those products and give you my opinions on them. Yeah, sometimes I rather use my finger. I think my fingers work sometimes better than the brushes do, but however you like to do it is fine. I like the brushes too. Don't get me wrong, I love using the brushes, but sometimes I just find that my fingers work better to blend colors in sometimes, and if you make a little smudge or you make a little boo-boo, you can just use your finger or a clean tissue. All right, now that we get the concealer on, I'm just going to add just a little bit of powder just to help set the concealer. And the powder I'm using today is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I'm fairly new to using this. I haven't really used a lot of it. I used to never use powder, but I've just started using it, and I like it because I think it really helps set your makeup. And so we're going to brush some of that on. I'm just using a fluffy brush. I do definitely think I need to get some other kinds of brushes. I have a lot of brushes, but you can always use more. I just gotta get a different type of brush. I do have concealer brushes, but some of them I think work better than others. We're just gonna put that on. Yeah, I just want to add a little bit of powder. I don't usually do that, but I've been watching other makeup videos, and I'm getting a lot of ideas and tips so that I can get better at this. I've been doing makeup since I was 12, so I've always loved makeup, and I'm trying to learn new and creative ways to do my makeup, and then I can show you how they come out. Now, the next step I'm going to use is, I'm going to use this little fluffy crease brush, and I'm going to just go in with a transition color. It's a very light shade, and it's in the shade, let's see, oh, Mellow. Sometimes it's hard to read these. I have contacts and they're bifocal contacts, so sometimes when I try to read something close up. So what you're going to do is you're just going to bring this color into your crease, use a windshield wiper movement like so, and just very lightly put your brush on it. It takes all the color off, and then you can go in with another color. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is called, let's see, Dig It. And it's this dark brown shade right here. I'm going to try to do a look with as many colors as I can, so you can see what they look like. Colorpop's not too bad. I find that the colors are pigmented. They go on well, but the only thing I don't like is there is some fallout in the pan. So if you don't like fallout in the pan with your eyeshadow palettes, this might not be a palette for you. But I do like the colors. They're really soft and they're pretty and they go on well. They're very pigmented, but you do have a little bit of fallout. And I'm going to go right down close to the inside of my nose with this contour shade. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Because I have very hooded eyes, I really got to work the color up above my crease so that you can see it. Because as you can see when I open my eyes, I have that hooded eye right there. So it's a little tricky sometimes for me to get the color up there. As you can see, I need a little bit over this side. And you're just going to work that product in. Yeah, I have very, very hooded eyes, so forgive me, guys, if the makeup doesn't, I'm learning to do it better, but like I said, I have very hooded eyes, so sometimes you can't see that color in the crease. So I got to really work on bringing it up so that you can see the color. And there's always little spots, I don't know why, right there that doesn't seem to want to get the color on it, but the look is going to still look good, I think. And also, I've said in my other videos, I'm a lot older than probably most of you. I'm over 50, so the creepiness and stuff like that, I gotta see what I'm doing. I really like this brush because it helps you get into that little corners and stuff. It's angled, so you can really cut your crease with this. I really love this brush. I actually got this from Beauty Bay, and I think it works really, really well. I think this is a great brush to add to your collection. Might have put a little bit too much concealer, but that's okay. I'm going to just use my finger a little bit and just blend that in a little better. And I can take some of the concealer off because I think I put a little bit too much. And I have tissues over here, so it's always good to have some clean tissues nearby. They work great for fixing mistakes and boo-boos. Yeah, sometimes it's a little tricky to cut your crease. I'm still learning this myself, so it's not always perfect, but you gotta take your time. And I'm gonna use my finger just to blend it out a little bit more. All right, then I'm going to grab my tissue because I did get some of the concealer right under there where I don't want it yet. There, that's better. And I'm just going to use my finger again and just blend it into the inner part of my eye here. It's a little tricky. I do wear contacts, so sometimes it's hard because they're bifocal contacts. So when I get too close to a mirror or whatever, it's just a little tricky for me, so that looks better. Like I said, guys, I'm learning, and I should be certified hopefully soon for my Makeup Academy course that I'm doing. I have one more makeup look to do, and it's a special effects makeup, and you're going to use some gems, so I had to order some of those. So I believe it's the last makeup look I got to do, and hopefully very soon I'll be certified. I'm really excited about that. Okay, the next color I'm going to go in is going to be in the outer part of my eye, this area right here, and I'm going to go in with a dark shade. And it's in the color Wild Thing. It's this deep, dark brown color here. And what I'm going to do is you want to just add just a little bit of product on your brush. I don't know if you can see that. You don't want to put too much. And I'm going to use my mirror here. And I'm just going to go in the outer part of my eye. And sometimes it does help to just hold your eye out just a little bit. Just be very careful. And you want to make like a little triangle in the outer corner part of your eye. Now, the thing with dark colors is sometimes it's hard to get it on there, so you can stamp it on. Just like this. And what I like to do with this color, too, is not go all the way over, but I'm going to bring it from the outer corner and bring it into my crease a little bit. Just probably about like halfway. Yeah, this color, I'm having a little trouble with it. I mean, the other colors in this palette work pretty good, but for some reason, this looks muddy, but we're going to blend it, and I'm going to make it look really good. I probably should have just waited for the concealer to dry a little bit more. That could be the issue. Yeah, the darker shades are a little tricky. I'm finding this dark shade is not the easiest thing to blend. So you do want to take your time with it. Try not, I do get frustrated too with makeup colors. I'm like, I really like this shade, and I don't like it when it doesn't go on the way I want it to. So then I'm going to take this fluffier brush, and I'm just going to use this to blend the color in more, like this, because you don't want to see any harsh edges. Yeah, this is a very tricky shade. I mean, I pretty much like all the shades in the palette, but with Colourpop, I tend to see that the darker colors are a little bit more tough to work with, and you can see there's a little bit of fallout. You can wipe that off with tissue. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to blend it. Use my finger a little bit. All right, then we're going to do the other eye, and I'm going to continue to blend some more after this. I just wanted to show you guys so you know that you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is fallout. Sometimes I don't always like that with an eyeshadow, but see, I find this works if you stamp the color on first, and I'm going to wing it out just a little bit. And like I said, I'm going to bring it into the crease a little bit. I'm going to blend that in there too. And I don't know if it's just the dark shade. The lighter shades in this palette worked really well. I didn't have any issues with them, but it's just this darker shade that's a little tricky. So I'm going to go back in with my clean, fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend that in more up into my crease and smooth out the edges. You want to soften the edges. You don't want to see any lines. So hopefully when I add another color onto my lid, I can blend that into this dark shade. Wild Thing. I think that's some of the names of these eyeshadows are just crazy, I think. But it makes it fun. So I know I look like I'm really, really blending a lot. Sorry if that's taken too much time, but I just want to make sure it's well blended. And like I said, that this darker shade's a little tricky to work with. Like, it's splotchy. I find that's a little splotchy. Like, I have to go over spots. It doesn't seem the eyeshadow was staying on like that. So just to add a little bit more. And we'll go in with the clean brush again, just to blend. Now what I'm going to do is I want to go in with a little lighter shade. So I'm going to go in with another brush, and this is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH51 brush. This is mostly used to go under your eyes, but I find it works good if you want to get in little spot places. But let's see, you know what? Let's see, I think I'm going to use a different brush. Let's see if I can find one that's just a little smaller. No, I'm going to stick with this, I guess. So the shade I'm going to go in with is Mellow, which I had put up here. Oops, I gotta blend that in better. See, this color, I'm not happy with this color. I love the color, but it's not blending all that great. So I really gotta make sure I blend it in. Okay, sorry about the interruption, guys. The next color I'm gonna go in with is called Mellow. I just wanna have a light shade. As you know, I love shimmer, and I usually go in with shimmer, but. So what we're gonna do is from the inner corner to the center of your lid, you're gonna add a little bit of this color. Oh, that's pretty. I know it's a little messy, but we're going to clean it up. That's the trick to makeup. The trick is to really blend it well. And if you think it's not blended enough, blend it a little more. That's what I do. Sometimes when you go, I'm sitting in front of a makeup mirror and it looks great. And then you go outside and you're like, oh my goodness, your makeup's not blended. I've done that when I go to work. Sometimes I'm in a hurry. You can use your finger. But see that I'm going to go in with another brush and just blend that into the darker shade. like right in the middle where the color meets. You want to make sure that you have no demarcations. You don't want to see a solid line. And that can take a little practice just to blend it. I mean, as you can see, I'm blending again, just to make sure those colors go on good. Oh, I like that. What do you guys think? I'd love to have your comments. I think that's really pretty. Just something neutral, just something that's really easy to do. It's not too bright. They're nice neutral shades. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go in with, where's that little brush? I have an underliner brush. Wipe that off just a bit. This is also from Morphe. It's a Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH43 brush. And this is when you first put the color under your eyes. And then I'll go back in with that other brush. Let's see what I do with it. It's right here with this brush, and that'll smudge it out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the next color. I'm just trying to use as many colors as possible so you can see them. There's probably only three or four colors I haven't used. But I'm going to go in with this next color, and it's hard to read it. Grooving, I think it says. That's what I hate. The printing's away. I believe this is grooving. I had to look really close. Like I said, I have contacts that are bifocals, so when I try to read something up close, sometimes it's still a little tricky to read. And what I'm going to do is take some of this color, and I'm just going to go my outer corner, my outer part of my under eye. Sorry, I can't talk today. And I'm just going to put that color under, but I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'm just going to go about 3/4 of the way, and I'm just going to put that color under my eye. And then what is good to do is I go back in with this other brush that I already told you about, and I use this one to smudge the color. Just to... All right, then I'm going to switch brushes. And I'm going to, let's see, no, better yet, I'm just going to use my finger. I think I just put a little bit too much primer spray on there, so it's kind of not blending the way I like, but yeah. Can be a little tricky putting color right there. But like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, guys, so I hope you'll stick with me. Okay, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add some mascara. And I'm going to grab my mirror to make it a little easier for me. And I'm going to put 2 coats of mascara on my lashes. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to cheeks. And what I'm going to start with is with some, I'm going to start out with a little bit of bronzer. And I'm going to go in with the Morphe Face Palette. And this is in the, it just says bronzer. It's in this lighter bronze shade right here. I'm very pale skin, so I don't want to make my bronzer too dark. And I'm just going to put a little bit up across my forehead. Very light touch. I'm very pale, so I can't use a lot of bronzer. I gotta make sure it's blended in really, really well. I don't want something that's too dark, but I want something that adds a little color to my face. Go around my cheek, my jawline. I know it looks like you can't see the bronzer, but it does make a difference. It gives me a little bit more color to my face. It's just a very light shade. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of this shade and put them both together because I need a little bit more color, I think. There we go. Use both shades. It could be this brush, and then I'm going to contour my cheeks, and you're going to, in the hollows of your cheeks. Just a little bit of bronzer on my cheeks. Just to add some color. And then the next thing I'm going to go in with is some contour, and I'm going to put the contour a little bit below where I put the bronzer. And I'm just going to go right underneath like this and just blend that upwards and blend it right up into my cheeks. This is a little darker shade, so I got to make sure I really blend it well. And I used the tiniest amount for contour if you're very fair skin, because you don't want it too dark. You don't want to look like you're a clown. And this is a Lorac brush. I had it with a kit. I don't know the name of the brush or anything. It came with a kit that I obviously used up, and I just saved the brush. Now, as I look at my eyes, I think it's not coming out the way. I think I'm going to go back in with a color, and I'm going to fix that up. I think the color came out too much, so I'm going to go back in with the mellow. And I'm just going to try to, there. I just think the color in my tear duct was a little bit too high up. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, I like that better. For some reason, I put too much spray on that color, so you don't notice the color of my tear duct, but I think this looks better. Like, you see that big blob of dark color there. I got to get better at doing that. Okay, now after we've done that, I'm going to go in with some blush. And I'm going to go in with the color. It's just, doesn't really have shades, unfortunately, but I'm going to go in with this light blush here. We also have one with a little bit of shimmer. So I'm just going to go in with this color. Oh, you know what? Forget that. I forgot. I have a new blush. Sorry, guys. Forgive me for that, boo-boo. I'm going to go in with the Colorpop Press Powder Blush. I forgot it was sitting right here on my desk. This came with the kit. The Big Poppy kit. It came with 2 blushes. And this does have a little bit of shimmer in it. I think it's really, really pretty. It's a very peachy shade, so I'm going to use some of that. Get some on my brush. And put it right on my cheeks. Yeah. Oh, this color is really, really pretty. Has just a little bit of shimmer. You don't really see too much shimmer on your skin. But in the pan, it does have some shimmer. So I'm going to use this shade. And blend it. Yeah, as you can see, my contour might look a little dark, but we're going to fix that up with some loose powder. Because it's very hard sometimes for me. I put blush on too dark. I want to add color to my face, but I'm so pale. And just to blow my own horn a little bit, I went to the hairdressers yesterday. As you can see in my last video, all the gray is gone. And I did this ombre look. It's really, really red. And it's just, it's beautiful. I think it came out really, really pretty. If you like this color, if you like what I did to my hair, I'd love to hear your comments, see what you think. It's just really, really bright. I think with the new year, I needed something bright and pretty, and it covers up all the gray. So I really like how it came out. Ooh, excuse me. Right, now we're going to go to lips. And for lips, I'm just picking up some of my brushes. I got some lip colors. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm adding the lip liner. I started it already. I got interrupted by a phone call. So we're going to add the lip liner. I did the lip liner. And the color I'm going to go in with is Good Times. And that's also from Colorpop. I think that looks great. That's it for this video, and I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm adding the lip liner. I started it already. I got interrupted by a phone call. So we're going to add the lip liner. I did the lip liner. And the color I'm going to go in with is Good Times. And that's also from Colorpop. I think that looks great. That's it for this video, and I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye.